in the Florida Aquarium, and it's the beginning of our dive cruise. And I think there's some sort of a, I don't know, people are touching jellyfish and about to go on a wild dolphin cruise. And they even have a little bar here. Bill's taking some pictures of the pretty plants. Really, really nice. Really nice foliage here. So we're going on a dolphin cruise.
We have wanted to visit the Florida Aquarium in Tampa for a couple years and just hadn't had the right connection time or enough free time in Tampa to fit this in, and finally we had a morning free where we could fit it in and go and see what it would be like to scuba dive there and just get to see all the fish there and compare it to other aquariums. We started out with a boat ride.
Okay, so no laughing, our version of a busman's holiday. Guess what we're about to do? Go for a boat ride. Might see some dolphins, might not. I don't know how many passenger boats this is. It's pretty big. I think it's called Spirit or Bay or something like that. But we are in Tampa Bay and gonna get out and see the water from the Florida Aquarium.
Dolphins can hold their breath up to 10 minutes if they want, but typically they prefer not to. Instead, they'll come up a few times.
We got to the aquarium just in time to get on the first trip of the day on the Dolphin Cruise, and it's a really good deal to go on the cruise. It's not very expensive, and it's a nice, almost an hour on the water. We left the dock at the aquarium and came up to where all of the, I guess you would say all the commercial activities are in Tampa Harbor, and slowed down pretty quickly because there were dolphins just all over the place, right there in the bay, right there in the quiet water. It's really hard to take photos or video of dolphins, you know, by the time they pop up, you're already looking at something else. So I'll take you back to the aquarium now where the views were just fantastic. All of their displays are so nice and so well marked. I think they said they have over 9,000 animals at the aquarium, and right now during COVID they have some restrictions, but it's very interesting. I'll leave a link to their video that tells how they are adapting. Some of these stingrays were really funny. They would go right up the wall and then right back down the wall. This is one of the larger reefs. I believe this is the reef where you could scuba dive in, but we didn't get to scuba dive. We didn't get to do that. 2 people can go at a time. One person was already booked. We wanted to do it together, so we'll hold off for some other time. But their tanks are absolutely gorgeous. It was amazing how slowly the sharks just go around the reef. Very, very slowly. No hurry, no fuss. This was absolutely amazing because at this point, the shark is only a couple feet from you. Of course, it's on the other side of 8-inch thick glass, but still, it was right there. It's amazing. It's like, it feels just about like scuba diving. You're under the water looking up at all of the fish and the sharks. I forget how many sharks were in this tank. There were at least 4, probably closer to 7, and plenty of nurse sharks on the bottom, and also the stingrays and all of these other fish. And of course there were juveniles and adult varieties of everything from angelfish, just everything imaginable. The stingrays are so graceful when they glide by. This might have been the funny fellow that would go up and then come back down. If I worked anywhere in downtown Tampa, I think I would purchase an annual pass and I would bring my bag lunch and just eat it right here in front of this display every single day. It was so mesmerizing and so calming. It makes you want to just look up one of those aquarium webcams and leave it playing all day long, so it looks like there's an aquarium right in your room. all this fish watching was making us hungry, so we had a quick bite to eat in their snack bar, and then we headed over to the petting area where you could touch jellyfish, you could touch stingrays, you kind of just let them come up to you. And then we headed to see this 200-pound grouper. I think his name was Cletus. Quite the big fellow, he was very friendly. Posed for pictures, saw some lionfish, and then we went into the area where there are smaller aquariums with distinct species in each of the tanks. We're walking through right in time to see one of the shows where the divers are on one side of the glass and people can pose with them or watch them as they go through the tank. And then we went to the next area that had all of the invertebrate types, the jellyfish, and they are absolutely spectacular to watch. The next largest tank was a little bit smaller, and in it was stored some of these trees where they're growing coral. And each of those little branches will become new coral plants. They can break them off and plant them. It's sort of like planting aloe, where you can just seed it right from another piece of coral. So in the big tank and in this tank, it was interesting to see and hear and read about their conservation efforts and what they're doing to help preserve and replenish the reefs in the oceans. Next, we headed to the outdoor area, which looks a little bit like a cypress swamp and has alligators and wood ducks and turtles and all sorts of beautiful landscaping and plenty of opportunities to get close-up shots of birds. Some of them had some kind of funny behaviors. Speaking of funny behaviors, the otters are the most playful, energetic, funny creatures. They just play and play and play and put on quite the show for anyone who's watching.
Alright, so we are headed to the hotel. We checked out downtown Channelside. There's the aquarium behind me. Really enjoyable. Wow, they have such a great amount of fish and sharks and rays and anemones and jellyfish and everything imaginable. So it was a fantastic trip.
Thanks for watching. I hope you found that enjoyable, and I hope to see you in the next video. So please subscribe so you get notifications for my next issue.